But let's now focus to the big urban focus that we had planned on the Southern View this evening. The notorious traffic on Bengaluru roads came back into focus after logistics tech company BlackBuck announced that it will have to exit its office in the outer ring road in Bengaluru area of the city after 9 years because the traffic and commute has become simply impossible. The co-founder and CEO of BlackBuck, Rajesh Yabji, took to X to post that the company decided to move out after 9 years because of the excruciating commute to its employees. What's more, he says he doesn't see any of this changing in the next 5 years. Well, his post went viral, with several prominent Bengalurians endorsing the difficult road conditions. It even led to political reactions, with Andhra's Deputy Chief Minister Nara Lokesh, who seems to be making a habit of fishing in Bengaluru's troubled waters, wading into the Bengaluru traffic mess and trying to woo BlackBuck. Siddaramaiah, Chief Minister in Karnataka, also had his say. Listen in.
ಕಿರಣ್ ಮಜುಮ್ದಾರ್ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಪ್ಪ
One of India's largest data center in Visakhapatnam. It's going to be a 1 gigawatt data center. We started from ground up. That conversation, I think, happened around August, where I drove them personally, showed them the land, and got them excited about Visakhapatnam. To the domestic companies like TCS, with Chandra, I had this conversation, and TCS, because of the economic value that they add to the entire ecosystem and being IT, and you understand this better, we gave them land at 99 paise.
We are coming after you now.
Please, Abhishek, you have your first client ready now. So that's how we get things done. And that's what we mean in terms of speed of doing business.
Bit of breaking news on that same story. You heard that powerful political exchange there, a dig from the Andhra Chief Minister. Now Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivkumar, who's in charge of Bengaluru, in an impact of the NDTV campaign on Bengaluru roads perhaps, says that November deadline will be fixed for Bengaluru roads and potholes to be sorted out. Contractors, he says, will be given a final deadline to fill the potholes within November to resolve the problem of potholes on Bengaluru's roads. This is a reaction to that embarrassing development of events after the BlackBuck post on social media went viral. Of course, that's been part of relentless coverage by the media channels across the board, causing quite a furore after an important tech company, which is ironically in the field of trucking and logistics, deciding to move out of Bengaluru and the outer ring road. DK Shivkumar sending out a categorical message as the minister in charge of Bengaluru that there is a deadline that's been given to those contractors to fill the potholes and get the roads in order. We'll get you more on whether that's actually going to be possible. We'll have two eminent Bengalurians joining us on the show in a bit from now. But let's leave the politics aside for the moment. Just last week, a video from school students at the Inventure Academy on the long and tough daily school bus commute went viral. It was again a simple but powerful reminder of the treacherous traffic in the city, which seems to have no solution. Let's quickly take a look at this video by these school children again before we deep dive into the issue.
So, this is where we spend most of our time, in this bus.
I'm Nadia.
I'm Anya.
I'm Meher.
And we're currently stuck in traffic. We live around 14 kilometers away from school.
And in the mornings with minimal traffic.
I promise I didn't fake that. These are actually the roads of Bangalore. Anyways,
in the morning it takes around 20 minutes to reach school, but in the evening it takes around 1.5 to 2 hours to reach back home.
And we used to reach home at 3:15, now we're reaching at 4:30. And because of that, we have to postpone extracurricular activities, and it leaves us with less time to study.
And this leads to a huge emotional strain due to the exhaustion and all our energy being drained from being in this bus.
And sometimes we even get physically injured because of the bumps. Like, I'm not joking. And sometimes when we're stuck in traffic jams, we can literally run home faster than that. I'm not exaggerating.
And this is something we really don't want as a part of our daily routine, to be in the bus for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So something has to change.
Please help us.
This cannot be the new normal. Thank you.
It takes Insta Reels. It doesn't take just Insta Reels to emphasize on Bengaluru's traffic woes. Just how bad is it? NDTV's Ritu Raj Prohit decided to put Google Maps to test on the city's outer ring road and shows then no one can predict when you will reach where you have to reach in Bengaluru. Even the algorithms are flustered.
Bengaluru, India's IT hub, is grappling with the pothole menace. So severe that many startup companies here in the IT city are considering to shift their base into different cities. Well, from the IT city itself, that one of the co-founder of the logistic tech platform, the company identified as BlackBuck, has come out and he has raised his concerns on the social media platform, saying that how that it has become so difficult for his employees to commute on the outer ring road to reach the office. So let's examine this all to see how that it is to travel in the IT city Bengaluru. Is it a game for the easy players, or it's quite a tough game to get on the wheels and then commute to the office? So yes, come, let's get on the wheels to find this all out. Well, so we are starting from the Trinity Circle towards the outer ring road. Now let's see what the Google says and how does the real story really looks like on the road. So here I've just put the location where we are heading towards the outer ring road. It says 54 minutes, 12 kilometers. Now let me also do one more thing. Simultaneously start the recorder as well from this particular location to the outer ring road to show you the real difference of what the Google says and how does the real life really in the IT city looks like for the many. Well, the NDTV has just reached the starting point of the outer ring road stretch, and you can see what that the real picture here looks like. Let me also show you, you see when we showed you the Google prediction, it showed us on the starting point that it would take us approximately 54 minutes to reach our exact point. Well, we are yet to reach our exact point. We are almost 6 kilometers away from that spot, and you see here it's already 54 minutes for us.
I often travel to office here. It's been minimum 1.5 hours for 6 kilometer stretch. It's been really hectic. We don't have any alternate actually, waiting for the metro to get over.
So firstly, if you could tell us about how many employees are there in BlackBuck, and you have had your own co-founder now raising this out on the social media platform saying poor conditions and the company is now planning to switch to a different city basically, sir. So if you could tell us what's your thought.
Sure. So basically like the traffic is, it's really pathetic, like commuting from one stretch to another. Basically if somebody is coming from Hebal or so it takes like 1.5 or 2 hours to reach this place. And the roads are literally, pathetic. So it makes commute very difficult.
So if you could tell us how many employees are there in your company overall, and the general concerns that I'm pretty sure you would also be taking to your boss as well, that these are the issues that you might be turning up late to the office as well. So yes, what is it about now?
Yeah, the main thing is traffic and the roads are not good. So it is dust all over, like sand, dust and everything. So there are no drainages at all. So like recently we saw an accident which occurred. Like there was a school bus carrying children, so it turned.
Well, the Google might have promised us 54 minutes, but our wheels kept on rolling for almost more than 1 hour 37 minutes on this stretch to reach this particular spot, which makes it very clear that even the algorithms cannot outsmart the Bengaluru's traffic and the poor road conditions. Well, the state government and the civic body will have to come together to find a real-time solution. With video journalist Kumar, Ritu for NDTV.
Well, she, Ritu Raj Prohit, was just 37 plus 6, 43 minutes behind Google Maps. Maybe she might have to count herself lucky, because sometimes it can be much, much worse. Joining us this evening, Nurain Fazal of the Inventure Academy and Sridhar Pabishetty, urban governance expert. Thanks to both of you for joining us here this evening. Nurain, You've taken the lead along with your kids in your academy to highlight the school bus journey ordeal. You guys have done a study as well. Do you see any solution in sight, or do you believe we will just be making reels and studies and venting out our frustrations without a solution?
Well, speaking of solutions, I was very happy to hear the Deputy Chief Minister's announcement about pothole-free roads by end of November, and we look forward to working like every other stakeholder. I think we all agree that Bangalore is critical, not just to Karnataka's success, but India's success. And we'd all like to work together collectively as stakeholders to achieve this. And that's really what was behind our Mobility, Our Voice campaign. I think I should set some context to this. InVenture would like to be part of India's growth story, and we're creating change makers who can make this happen. So we've been running an Our Voice platform, which has contributed to Karnataka's child protection and safety policy, to India's national education policy. So both at the policy initiative as well as on the ground, we've adopted 4 government schools in line with the current government's desire to take international quality education to government schools. So our students, and we went and met the last police commissioner and said we're really concerned about the impact that traffic is having on our children and teachers. This compounding 2 years already lost due to the pandemic. So one of the solutions we talked about was to create a social media channel, which would create awareness on how people could comply with traffic rules, who would be more sensitive to other people, and also report potholes. So that's really was the birth of the Insta channel that you saw, the reel, which went viral. And it went viral because they said, all the innocence that children bring, they said what we all are thinking and feeling. So this reel was really done for all Bangalore citizens. Whether you're a politician, irrespective of across political lines, this was done for Bangalore.
You put the issue in perspective, Nurain. But Sridhar, you see, the problem is that somebody once joked to me, the only thing that spreads more viral and faster than Corona is reels on Bengaluru's traffic, because everyone knows the problem. No one seems to have the solution. Do you believe we'll be consistently making reels and talking about the problem? Will we have a solution? DK Shivkumar says by November he'll fix all the potholes and the roads, but you can't fix the traffic congestion just by fixing potholes and improving the quality of roads.
It's almost been a decade that I have been talking about potholes of Bangalore ever since we put an anaconda on the streets of Bengaluru. Veera, you might remember the viral video that went out when we put an anaconda on the streets of Bengaluru, and we have killer roads, and we should acknowledge that. And I'm glad the kids are starting young. They are taking a closer look at what their city is, and they're talking about what's affecting them, right? It's not just the roads in Sarjapur or Bellandur, right? I mean, drive down Banerghata Road, right? I mean, it's almost stomach churning when you travel, even 20 kilometers on Bengaluru roads. So I believe that government should
20 kilometers,
do much more.
I would say 2 kilometers is stomach churning.
Absolutely, right? So let's do little more, right? I mean, I'm glad that the Deputy CM has said as much as what he has said, that the contractors are under the line of fire and they better deliver. But this is not something that we have not heard before, Veera. Every mayor who came in said we will make Bengaluru pothole free. Every commissioner who came said we will make Bengaluru pothole free. And I hope, and we are all eternal optimists, and someday we hope that we will have pothole free roads in Bengaluru. It's a starting point. What the Deputy CM has reiterated is a starting point. We should welcome it. We should also strengthen our energies and start putting more and more open data out onto the into the public domain. I did see InVenture has started talking about how their own data of the GPS and the survey that they did with the children itself is a starting point, right? Now, can we start pulling this across the city, right? Let's all put out our data and just say that, hey, here is the reality. I'm glad Ritu took that right? Where she realized that in Bengaluru, 54 minutes is actually 2 hours.
That's right. So that's right. And I hope that gets factored into algorithms. you're making a very important point there about data being rich and all that. But Nurain, at our stage, having spoken about this for the last 10, 15, 20 years, in fact, I would go back to say almost 25 years, since the early 2000s onwards, one becomes extremely pessimistic. What's the sense from students who make these reels? Do they believe, is there a sense of optimism, or do they feel that, okay, look, we've done our bit, but we'll now have to continue suffering long rides to the school?
The good news is our youth are very optimistic and invested in the future of our country. And they do believe they can make a difference because we have made a difference in the past. So they do believe it's not just about making reels, but backing it up with action. So as a school community, we campaign to get more people on buses, right? So 92% of our students actually take the bus. And they're now talking about convincing other schools in the area to ensure that people are not on private vehicles, but get on buses. How do we drive change? It's through making a difference. And they see the difference that their words, their reel, and their actions have. And that's, as far as Bangalore is concerned, I was born and raised here. And I was listening with interest to what the Andhra CM was saying, because that's pretty much what brought me back to Bangalore when I was working on setting up a business school. And the company I used to work for before, Reuters, were looking for a head office for India. Bangalore was number 6 on the list. Hyderabad, Naidu at that time was the chief minister, and he was attracting them with SOPs. And Chief Minister S.M. Krishna said, step out of his office in Vidhan Sauda. And we did. And he said, look at this weather. You're not going to get this anywhere. Look at the people of Bangalore. Look at the culture. Look at the cosmopolitan culture, just how friendly people are. You're not going to get it. And I think that's what we all need to recognize. Bangalore is an amazing city. And I recognize it's going to take time to fix our roads. But for now, please give us pothole-free roads. That's all we're asking for right now.
Okay.
There was a study which was done recently by people like, sorry?
No, go ahead. I'm just completely running out of time. But I would like to end on that important note that you've put that out, saying, give us pothole-free roads for the moment. Sridhar seems to be optimistic. At least there is some political movement. Says, put your data out. Let the city be data rich about all its problems that exist, and then go ahead. Sorry, Nurain, I'm just completely out of time because we had some breaking news that came in and disrupted the show. I'll leave that conversation on Bengaluru roads for the moment, but we'll keep focusing on the city's issues as we go along on the Southern View, as we've always been. We'll take a very short break, much more when we come back.